If you can't go to gym, don't worry. This full body workout will destroy you using minimal equipment. So let's get right into it. So the first exercise is the deficit push-up. This increases the range of motion, therefore maximizing the weight of stretch in the pecs. You'll really like these a lot and they're challenging. So I'm doing it off a plow box, but you can do this with chairs. For deficit push-ups, I recommend 4 sets of 25 or 3 to 5 sets of 20. Now in order to accomplish this, you need to pick a variation that is most suitable for your training experience. Most of you will be fine with a standard tempo, then a level above that, slow control with a pause. Finally, we get the plyometric version, which is what I chose. Now, you might notice that I'm really struggling with these. This should demonstrate the power of body weight training. My bench is 385, yet the simple movement is destroying my pecs, shoulders, and tris. Exhaustion came in so quickly that even I was surprised. Pump was unreal, and I can feel the fatigue quickly settling in. For the first 2 sets, I rested 1-2 minutes, but the final attempts, 3 to 5. And you might have to do the same thing, which means what? Getting more out of less weight, which is what we're trying to do here.
Pecs are already pumped like crazy, it's unbelievable.
So here's the final set. At this point, I felt like my muscles were exploding with blood. The pump was actually insane. And what's crazy is that there's so much more left in this workout, but we're already tired, so variations are key.
And if it gets hard, with the popping, you can do regular reps. Pull to the bottom, go back up.
Now if the pain is unbearable, slow down the tempo, add in some pauses. You'll be able to get a few more reps in without the plyometrics, since that's way harder than standard versions. Okay, now we're gonna do deficit handstand push-ups against the wall. After this exercise, you're gonna be really tired. And we're using deficit again, but if you're not strong enough, you don't have to. Even though I'm doing a wall assisted, the deficit increased the range of motion by such a large extent that regular OHP and dumbbell pressing can't even compare. To put this in perspective, I only got 7 reps on my first set. Eventually getting more, but most of my sets were in the 6 to 7 range. So you can imagine how strong someone would be if they could do 10 sets of 10 on the freestanding version. Like my form isn't even perfect. Far from it actually. And I'm at a slight incline, but the exercise is still brutal. So what does this mean for the majority of YouTube fitness? What does this mean for serious lifters? Guys who never even dabble with calisthenics. That is a serious more out of less weight scenario. And I'm very confident that you'll get crazy benefits from this lift, especially if you're brand new to handstand work. So I definitely recommend doing these the way I'm showing you. If they were hard enough for me, chances are they'll be tough for you too.
So tough, man.
I hope you have a pull-up bar because now it's going to get very intense. We're going to do assisted one-arm chin-ups for reps. And I'm using a band, but you could use the other hand for support. This is a common exercise in one-arm chin-up tutorials. Now you may be asking, what's the point of doing this progression if you don't care about the one-arm chins? Well, that's not the point. We're doing this variation because it's insanely difficult. So if appropriate intensities are used, you'll get a large hypertrophic response. And for those who want an ideal way to substitute, this is literally it. Because the unassisted version is not feasible for volume work, nor is it realistic for most lifters. At least with this, we can calibrate with different bands, putting more pressure with the other hand, etc. For me, it feels close to doing 3 plates for rep work. So yeah, I hope you have a pull-up bar because this is way harder than inverted rows off a desk. Though look out for that too in other home workout videos. I got more. I want to make this one truly psychotic. So this is the variation you'll be doing. You'll get intense contraction in the lats and your biceps are going to be cramping, let me tell you. Like as I'm recording this, I can feel them.
When it gets hard, you elevate your hands, okay?
And it feels like the DOMS is already set in, so I'm almost done this set. I'm really struggling, as you can see, getting a few rest pauses in, and boom, we get it. Here's the final set, left arm, right arm. So I'm stronger on my left side. I think that has to do with the fact that I emphasized that more when I was specializing back in the day. So obviously when you're doing unilateral work, you want to equally distribute the training loads. But I think it's also normal to have one side that's proportionally stronger, which doesn't really matter so much. As long as we're getting close to failure, and we're generally treating both of them seriously, shouldn't really have a problem.
Too tired, man. My right arm was a lot weaker. When this happens, you do this, but you might not be able to. Done.
So now that we're pre-exhausted, we're going to smash some bodyweight pull-ups. This should be very difficult by now. So 5 sets of 10 for today, really squeezing at the top and controlling the tempo, but it doesn't have to be crazy on the form. This is going to be very hard. I want you to take your time a little bit. Feel free to rest 3 to 5 minutes between sets if you really have to. And hey, if you're able to handle more, then cut the rest back, but you shouldn't have to for this. So now we got the standard pull-up, which is feeling way harder at this point of the workout. Since you did assisted one-arm chins, your back and biceps are dead, or at least they feel that way. So when you go do this, just getting 10 reps is already hard. Then you add the controlled repetitions and you're pausing at the top, you got a crazy lift. Now I'd normally recommend 10 sets of 10 for regular bodyweight training, but you won't have to do that today. What we're trying to do is get a pretty equal volume load throughout all the major body parts, primarily emphasizing difficult compound lifts, and we're doing it in a way that's feasible, efficient. I didn't even have the energy to do 10 by 10 by this part. So why am I going to suggest it to you when 5 sets of 10 is perfect? Like if you're doing this full body workout 2 to 3 times a week, you're already getting a high total workload. So you won't need to do more in regards to that. So yeah, I strongly recommend buying a pull-up bar if you don't have one already. If not, there's calisthenics parks, or there's other things that you can hang off from. Heck, even doing it with gymnastic rings. But then again, you'll have to suspend them off something high. And in that case, that might be a tree. But what if you don't want to go out? What if you can't go out? Lots of factors to consider here, but you can never go wrong with the classic pull-up. They're time proven for a very good reason. I can guarantee that if you're doing those assisted chins with the high volume, slow and controlled, you're already going to be a beast at weighted calisthenics. And that's real talk. Like, this was hard. This was comparable to my regular workouts. I specialized in this for a long time, and I'm telling you straight up, this is getting more out of less weight. So right now you might be feeling a little bit tired, and that's completely normal. I suggest you take a 10 to 15 minute break. But if you're fit enough, keep going. This is where the legs and a few little accessories come into play. So we're gonna start off our legs with pistol squats. I recommend standing on top of a box. This way you increase the range of motion very slightly, and it's easier on mobility. So this will allow you to get a lot more reps in without compromising form as much. So warm up very thoroughly, then the real fun begins. Okay, so now you're gonna look really weird, but trust me, this is very effective. So you wanna put the school bag in front of your body. This way it's not collapsing on your back. Stand up on the plow box or chair, whatever you got. Put it a little bit in front of your body and start doing weighted pistol squats. I recommend 5 sets of 10 if you're able to do it. Just gotta up the weight, throw in more books, whatever you got. I'm already feeling it, man. It's actually amazing. I told you this workout was gonna be hard. We're doing pistol squats, not body weight squats, which won't do much for you unless it's just a general conditioning lift. No, this is tough. You're getting a deep range of motion. You gotta stabilize. A lot of guys can't even do this for 10, 20 reps with their body weight. So, hey, if you're in that situation, enjoy it because you're getting better at a whole new world, calisthenics. Might as well improve your performance on this. Does a great job of building up that VMO, maintaining leg aesthetics, while having an amazing stimulus fatigue ratio.
If you want something a bit harder, you could hold it up like this. So you won't be able to see anything.
So I'm just showing you some different variations. You can put the weight in front of your body, 3 to 5 sets of 10, whatever allows you to get the job done, you know?
You can also put on one shoulder like this. You gotta balance a bit more though. And I don't really like that.
But honestly, you shouldn't worry so much about what other people are thinking about you. Like, you're training at home. Who's there to impress? It's just you, bro. So who cares if this looks strange? It's effective. It gets the job done.
Man, these are really tough, honestly.
And if you're trying to get a good leg workout at home, which can often be difficult when talking about appropriate percentages, you might as well do the pistols. It's comparable to the one-arm chins, except it's for lower body training. Now, it's not the same as a barbell back squat. I'm not going to say it is, but it's still very good. And your legs can become very impressive with this exercise alone.
Absolutely insane what you can do with pistol squats.
Okay, so we got one more lower body exercise to do, then we're gonna hit a few more accessories if you really want to. So it's the box jump, ideally 20 inches or more. So this could be a dresser or a table or chairs, whatever works for you. I got a bench stacked up on some mats. So even my setup is not ideal. Now, either 2 legs or 1. All depends how strong you feel right now. Okay, so now we're doing some box jumps, 3 to 5 sets, 5 to 10 reps. It all depends how tired you feel right now, but I recommend 1 leg at a time. Honestly, it'll be way more worth it than 2 legs.
And if you really want to, you could do school bag swings to hit the lower back, glutes and hamstrings a little bit harder. So this is optional.
I also recommend putting your hands up like this. Like, I did extra sets with the regular style, and I felt like I was losing my balance all over the place. With this, you really have to concentrate, and it becomes less of a swing type movement. So, as you can see, Quads are getting an excellent workout in, the glutes are exploding. This will raise your vertical jump. This will make you better at pistol squats as well. So it's all synergistic, all has carryover. I'm telling you right now, it's harder than just jumping in one spot on a regular bilateral squat. This is more difficult. And you can progressively overload by increasing the height. So find something you could jump on and get to work. And of course, I'm supersetting it with the school bag swing. Might as well do it since it's already loaded. Okay, so we made it to the final superset, and now we're gonna blast some dragon flags with extensions. Best thing to do this off is a couch or something that's secure. Otherwise, it's gonna move around like crazy. So I'm using a bench with weight plates on top. But for you, you might need something a little bit more. Okay, so we're hitting some dragon flags. Gotta hit the abs. My form is not 100% perfect, but I think it's decent enough to get a good training response. Obviously, my setup is not ideal. You can see that bench is lifting and it's just not clean. So don't copy what I'm doing. Honestly, a couch works way better. But get this in, it's harder than a standard sit-up. It's harder than most things you'll find online. And I chose a superset with the extension, just to ensure that we got that tricep isolation in there. But you can skip this if you really want to. I'm more concerned with the dragon flags. And I put at this part of the workout because I didn't want to interfere with the handstand push-ups. Although you could have done the extensions right after, so that's up to you. And yeah, here's the final set. This is a great exercise. I really recommend it if you want to develop that core strength. It's going to have so much carryover to a bunch of different activities. Like, you go do regular ab exercises, it'll be a joke by comparison. Like, this is the next best thing compared to front pull. So get to work, enjoy the gains. I'm telling you, you're going to be fine during these times. Not gonna lie, that was one of the hardest workouts I've done all year. Do not underestimate the power of bodyweight training and calisthenics in general. You can build a really good physique with basic equipment. So this was the first installment. I know it was a little bit intense. No worries, there's more on the way. I just want to prove in today's segment that even if you're an advanced lifter and have been training for a long time with a lot of muscle mass, bodyweight movements can become difficult with the right methods, the right approach. So try out some of the things I showed you today. Hopefully you can benefit, and of course, look out for more content like this.